Thanks for tuning into the Urban Scope podcast. I'm back with another exciting women's college basketball topic. Very exciting to see the USC Trojans women's basketball play. I missed the game the other night against eighth ranked Maryland, but I watched the highlights and it was a very exciting game. And USC seemed to be down a lot in that game, but they triumphed um, from that deficit that they had, and they came back with the 5-point win, 79-74 over eighth ranked Maryland. So USC improves to 15-1, and Maryland had their first loss of the season, so they went down to 14-1. But very exciting game. I'm just looking at the highlights and just looking at how USC was able to overcome those deficits and to just keep at it and never to lose hope. They always seemed like they were always in the game, even if they were down by double digits. They always seemed to come back, and they had that heart of a tiger type mentality. I wasn't familiar with Cheyenne Sellers, but yeah, I was not familiar with her game. But she was very good in that game, and her skill set hopefully transitions to that NCAA tournament because she's the same size as a Juju Watkins. I'm not sure about weight wise, but they're both 6'2" guards, and she was giving her everything that she wanted. It was pretty impressive to see. You don't see that often, a player go at Juju Watkins like that, but the layups were crazy. She was making shots. It was a showcase to put on. And when you play these these bigger tier teams, these bigger names, there's going to be a lot of eyes, and then you want to put out your best effort definitely in those games, especially an 8th ranked team against a 4th ranked team. The 8th ranked team is going to be exciting to see, and they're in the same conference as well. So that the Big Ten tournament is going to be very interesting to watch as well. So when we see that, it's going to be all eyes and ears for those matchups. But that made me this game USC played against Maryland begs the question of, is USC ready for the next step? Are they ready for big time? Can they rise above what they've already done last year? And a lot of that's contingent upon matchups as well as always, but I think this is their best year to do it. Like their seniors, Rhea Marshall and Kiki Arafin, they're seniors this year. And of course, Juju's a sophomore, so she has 2 more years. But unless you get somebody in from the portal or you're waiting for a freshman to uplift you, sort of what Juju did last year, this is probably Juju's best shot or USC's best shot, probably in the next couple of years to get that NCAA championship. But USC has shown flashes, or pretty much showed that that over the year, just losing that one matchup, but they have big wins over number 20 Ole Miss at the time, number 4 UConn at the time, and number 23 Michigan at the time. So there's going to be those key wins that's factored into seeding when they hit the NCAA tournament. So, but they do have upcoming matchups that will be very interesting to see. They play UCLA, which is in the Big Ten as well. They have to play them twice before the NCAA tournament starts and before the Big Ten tournament starts. So they possibly could face them 3 times before the tournament even starts. NCAA tournament, that is. They have to play 9th ranked Ohio State, 23rd ranked Iowa, and then 20 ranked Michigan State. I think they will win most of those games, but if they can win at least 1 of 2 of those UCLA games, I think that'll put them in good favor to get a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. And of course, they're going to have to do pretty well in the Big Ten tournament as well. So they would need to probably get out of the second round, at least the 3rd or 4th round, to kind of secure that number 1 seed, depending on what other teams are doing. But like I said, there's a lot of parity in the NCAA women's basketball, and the game with USC and Maryland just showed that there's a lot of heart in the sport. There's not a lot of it's not a lot of people looking for glitz and glamour. It's a lot of people out there looking for to show the sport and show what they can do and their love for the craft. But nevertheless, they're going to be tested before the NCAA tournament because, like I said, they have to play UCLA twice, and UCLA is a powerhouse right now with Lauren Betts. So it's going to be it's going to be very difficult for them to get past this test, but I think they should at least win one of these games versus UCLA coming up. They play February 13th, so right before Valentine's Day, and they play again. So we'll see what they can do as far as coming, meshing together at the right time, because you don't have to just deal with Juju Watkins anymore. You have to deal with Kiki Arifin, who's some consider a top 3 draft pick in the WNBA coming up. Rhea Marshall's very good. In that Maryland game, she had 15 rebounds, and she's actually averaging 9 rebounds per game right now. So she's going a little bit unnoticed because of Juju and Kiki's greatness. But don't sleep on Rhea Marshall as well. She's doing very good, especially averaging those 9 rebounds a game. But it's going to be a lot of great games coming up. Like I said, the Big Ten tournament is coming up, and they have to face UCLA possibly, Maryland again, Ohio State again, and then the NCAA tournament. Of course, you got to deal with South Carolina, LSU, Texas, UConn, and Notre Dame, which Notre Dame gave USC their only loss this year, and they won pretty decisively with a double-digit lead in that win. So let's see if USC can evolve from that loss to Notre Dame and possibly overcome that to win the NCAA championship. The NCAA championship this year I think will even be better than last year's, and that's saying a lot. So nevertheless, I'm waiting for March, and I'll be tuned into it, and I'll be covering the NCAA women's basketball tournament in March. So thanks for tuning in to another Urban Scope podcast. And until next time, I'll see you next time.